Hello everyone, welcome to the live stream. Send a hi in the chat if you're live right now. Nobody? Anyone live? YouTube says I have 3 concurrent viewers. There's nobody wants to show up. Okay. About chat. Hello, am I audible? Well, nobody wants to show up. Let me ping in the group so people have an opportunity to join. Okay. Um, sorry. Hello. Okay, there's a few more people now. I think I can start. Hello, people. How are you guys? I don't know where are most of you from? I'm from India, so this is evening. Good morning or evening, wherever you're from. So let's look at what we need to do right now. So Telegraf hasn't been updated in a while. So let's see. How long is a while? It's npmjs.com. All right, so it's been 4 months, and in those 4 months, Telegram just decided to drop a bunch of updates. We are last updated for 7.1. Yeah, it is i3. It's i3, not DW. So we've last updated for 7.1 in February, and it's July now, which means we have 7.2, 7.3, 7.4, 7.5, and 7.6. So today we will not be updating to all the way to 7.6 today, but we will go step by step. And this will be the process of how Telegraf is updated for each bot API. And because the last release of Telegraf, if you are actively following Telegraf releases, you might have noticed that with 4.16.0, we had a major announcement that this is the last major update for Telegraf v4. Not to shock you, it was the last major update for v4, which means we will keep updating for bot APIs for a year since this update. So from February 25 to February 2025, we will keep updating for bot API updates, but we will not be updating for major features, such as the features that we worked on for the last couple of years. V5, when is V5? I've been quite busy the last. I have seen the. Yeah, so V5, I've been busy in the last few months. I am getting more time soon, so I will be actively working on V5 again. So I'm skeptical of giving you a date because that puts a lot of pressure on me. But I do want it to be out in the coming months. AQEQ Arctic asks, haven't you tried implementing something like CodeGen, AutoGen methods? I've seen there was an OpenAPI JSON spec somewhere for Telegram bot API. There actually is not an official OpenAPI spec, unfortunately. So any spec has to be either it has to crawl this page and generate the JSON spec, or it's done manually. So the previous maintainers of Telegraf, which was Stefan and Ginger Wojtpolik. I'm not sure how his name is pronounced. He's Polish. So Wojtpolik was the previous maintainer, but Stefan was the previous. He was a major contributor. So Stefan made the call to do this manually, do the conversion from updating bot API to a specification manually. Can a bot quit a channel it was added to? A bot can only be added to a channel if it's an admin, but if you mean a group, yes, it can be added by anyone, and it can exit. You can just call ctx.leave. Eating dinner and coding, but I came to see my favorite developer. That's sweet of you. Updates state system, especially on TypeScript. Results. Yeah. So there is a proposal that I made a few months ago for a better way to accept input with Telegraf. I did start implementing it as a separate package from Telegraf under the organization, but a different package. Hey, wait, rather. So there is a gist out there. Let me find the gist. I started out as a menu system for Telegraf, but it has grown into quite a lot since then. It is supposed to be much easier than Wizard. If you're using TypeScript, it's supposed to. It's cutting in and out. Is my audio clear for everyone else? Can someone let me know if my audio is clear? Yeah, as I was saying, yeah, it's not ready yet, but when it is ready, it's good. Yeah. So when it is ready, it's supposed to be easier to work with, especially with TypeScript. I know yeah, my voice is high and low. It might be just me switching between monitors. I have two monitors, so I have chat on one monitor on my right and streaming is on left. Okay, cool, cool. So yeah, so when this is ready, it's supposed to be a better way to accept input with Telegraf. And if you have realized how much of a disaster working with wizard scenes and TypeScript is, this will be easier. The idea is to make a lot of the wizard typing stuff just a non-issue, right? Um, Typing wizards is just a nightmare right now, even for us, even for the Telegram maintainers. So anyway, that will that will happen at some point. Anyway, as I was saying, V4 was the last major update, so we're not going to implement any new features. We are only going to catch up with the bot API. We're just going to implement whatever the API has updated while we did not update. I had actually started working on API 7.2 some time ago, and then I thought of just making it a live stream so um, people can know how or the process of updating Telegraf or what it involves. So I've reset my progress. We'll start over. We'll start from scratch. So let's look at what are the changes we need to do. Right, for every update, for every bot API update, for every bot API update, a checklist. So the first thing we need to update are the types. About to use type wizard will wait. It's going to take a while. The new input stuff will take a while, so I wouldn't hold your breath. Also, about this new TMA features, it will be possible to have bindings for Telegram user validations when you go to TMA. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It requires a lot of common code. Every bot dev has to implement the same thing over and over. Maybe we'll look into that. So the first thing we need to update for every bot API update are the types, and then we have to come to the main package, new methods, and shorthands. So methods are everything like bot dot telegram dot. Let's look at what's a new API. Let's say is there any new API call? Any new method? Send invoice. Those are all. Or refund star payment. For example, let's look at refund star payment. So a refund star payment would be a new method. Is it possible to subscribe only to DMs and not receive events for all messages? It is possible. You could use, what is it called? Chat type. Yeah, so you would use composer.chat chat type, right? So let me open up. Not sure if this has a bot token. I hope not. I'm just gonna quickly double check. Yep. You got it? Okay, that's cool. All right, so let's get back to updating Telegraph actually. So let's focus on this. I don't have that much time today, maybe a couple of hours. So so new methods. Methods like bot.telegram.refund star payment. And if that method is if it can be specific to a chat, then we'd also implement cts dot the same method, right? And shorthands, for example, there are if there's a new button and so on. So it's things like that, right? So that's primarily what we'd update on the main package, and then we have the ecosystem to update, right? Let's say Telegraph. We look at the other packages in the Telegraph org. We have entity, for example. I saw someone raised a nice PR on Telegraph/entity. So and Telegraph session if applicable. So those are the things that we're gonna do, right? Hopefully by tomorrow we might have something to publish, but for today I think we'll focus on types, at least for Board API 7.2. All right, so to start with, let me open the types package. Did I have it open somewhere? I did not. All right. I do have it open. There it is. All right. So let's get comfortable with our editor. It's wrong here. There's nothing wrong. All right. So this is the types package, and that's the first thing we're going to look into. So I generally just go through the change log. It has most of the changes, but not all. I also have a copy of the HTML saved so that I can diff with the latest version and update all the smaller stuff like any description text that's been changed and so on. But right now today we're just going to focus on the change log, right? So it says the first thing is added the class business connection. Updates about the connection or disconnection of the bot to a business account. So it belongs to update, right? So let's look at where update is. So we have update.ts and we have a list of all the updates. So let me move this to there. All right. So we have both things on as reference. All right. So business connection is an update. So we'd add update.business connection update. So let's look at update. So let's look at update, and we have business connection. Let's this up. All right, we have business connection, and it shows up in the documentation right after edited channel post. So we try to keep it in sync with that. I know there are some things that are not in sync, but we do try to keep it in sync. So we start by writing the new interface. It is a message update, right? No, it's an abstract. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. It's not a message. All right. So it's a business connect. So we need um that. So let me add business connection. And this is the JS doc for it. So notably, we do not make this optional, as the docs say. And the main reason for that is that we construct a huge union of all possible updates. Instead of having one update object where all the possible updates are optional properties, we just construct a huge list of update objects which are all unionized. I know that Grammy took a different direction in this, but Telegraf prefers this way because it's stricter, it's more accurate. Yeah. So anyway, let's look into this. So we can go ahead and add. So I'm just looking at what's the next item here, right? So message reaction update. This is the next one. These are things added in updates that we haven't covered, and this is the next one that we have. So I'm just going to go there, and right above that, I can add my new interface for business connection. And that's the JS doc for that. And these are the properties. So I would just copy paste. And most of these are not optional. None of these are optional. And I can go, so integers become numbers, and that happens. All right. Let me start from here. And we have pretty much everything. It looks like I fucked up here. That good? So we've created the new business connection interface. And this looks all good to me. So we can go back to the changelog. And we've just completed the first item on the changelog. No, I'm not using V. I'm just using VS Code. I just make good use of VS Code's connections. So now I need to import this. I can just import. I can just do control dot to bring up this quick fits and update the import. So now we've completed the first item on the changelog. Just have a few dozen more to go. Added updates about new messages in a business account connected to the bot represented by business message in the class update. So we can go to update again, and we see that the next thing is business message. So if we go to our huge union, we can just add the next one, and we'll call it business message update, right? And we need to add the interface for this. Let's put interface abstract update. It's actually a message. So still, let me finish this up. It is a message. Yeah, so we don't do messages like this. We do it like that. So it is a new message. So let's do new and message. Yeah, because I need that. message is a, what do you call it? It's a type parameter, so that you can constrain the message later. I'll show you later, I guess. Or I could show you here. So we do type x equals, or you can do text message, because a message can be any message. It doesn't have to be a text message, right? So if we do this, only to input now, we do have message, text message. So this is how we get a text message type, right? Because message update accepts a message as a type parameter. You can just get that there. I hope this is not too boring for you guys. So we do have non-channel here. I do think we would need that. Let's look at this is all interface. The actual code is coming from the Telegram API, but the options are being added to Telegraf. That's correct. We are adding the types to Telegraf. So Telegraf will work at runtime automatically, pretty much. For most of the new API stuff will just work on Telegraf. But we do need to add the types to Telegraf so that users get type suggestion. Right. So let's look at non-channel. I believe business messages are non-channel. Let's look at the message interface. All right. So we have the message interface. This is the huge message interface, which is again a huge union on Telegraf side. So if we look at so yeah, so we would, since business connection ID is going to be common on all business messages, we would need some sort of business message general interface. And if we look at, I'm sure there's a thing here. Let me quickly make a copy of this so I can search it. I'm just going to make a copy of that in my editor, and I can search for business. So let's look at this. Sender business bot. So this is only available for outgoing messages and not for incoming messages. All right. So this would just be added to the generic, I think the common message interface, because it could be present on any message. Business connection ID, of course, we'll add that. Is from offline. Ah, I see. So those are the only 3 new properties. So if we look at the change log for those properties, we have business message and we have edited business message, and we have deleted business messages. Business connection ID. Okay. Sender business bot, the bot that actually send the message on behalf of the business. Right. So I guess we'll make export interface business. and we'll have business connection ID. Its type is string. But the problem now is that sent messages. Let's quickly have a look at methods. Right? We want to look at send message, for example, and this would result in a text message, and a text message extends common message. All right. So then I think the best thing to do would be to add this to common message, because we do want it on sent messages and on received messages. So I'm just gonna add this after what do we have here. It cannot be a service message. What's the difference between a service message and a common message? A service message is any X joined the group or Y left the group. Those messages are service messages, and common messages are anything else like text, photos, videos, anything like that. So a business message would be a common message, I believe. It would be. So let's go ahead and add this here. Where do I want to add this? Forward origin. I see forward origin here, so you can add it right before. It's optional, so we can make it optional. And we want the lowercase string. We can remove optional from the doc string because we made it optional. Now if we go back to the API 7.2, we're not actually doing this right now, so I guess I'll just get rid of this. Let's look at yeah, it's just a common message, right? And common messages are going to have the connection ID if it exists. Okay, new, and it has to be a non-channel, and I believe that sums it up. All right, so we have edited. All right, we'll add edited next. Message update, and it's gonna go right after that. All right, so we're just gonna copy the doc string from here. And the next one is deleted business messages. Okay, so let's go to that, and we can add the that. Let's look at this. Okay, so it has to be. If you don't know what that is, it's Copilot guessing what I'm gonna write. None of these are optional. Okay. Array of integer becomes number array. And we have deleted business messages. This should probably be an interface of its own, just like every other thing is. So we'd add export interface business messages deleted. Just to make sure we're not making a typo somewhere. Let's do that. And let's go back to this and we add that here. All right. So much to keep updated. Well. Oh. All right. So now we've done 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's a new method here, get business connection. So we can add new methods to methods.ts. I'm just gonna close everything else. And it's just before set my commands. I'm just gonna add it here. And the only argument it takes is business connection ID. And it returns business connection, which we just happen to add. All right, so we've implemented a new method, get business connection. All right, so with that done, we're done with all of these. We can move on to the next batch for API 7.2. Once I'm done with maybe I should pause types here and go to the core package so we can implement what we've typed, which is primarily just this one API. So I think we'll do that. Where did I? Have a weird workplace configuration right now, so bear with me when I look for stuff. All right, I think I'm here. All right, so while I'm working on types, I'm just going to link my my types import to my local thing. So I'm just gonna do npm link types. There's one vulnerability that we'll come back to after we've done this. So now that I've linked the local thing, so look at types. It's actually going to be pointing to our local version of the types package. Also, I just forgot to mention that the types package is now a Dino project. So if you look at README, or if you look at the package JSON, we actually have a prepare script to prepare it for npm. So I'm just gonna run that. That way we get an npm compatible package that we can use. All right. So now that we've done that, are you using Linux? Yes, I am. I'm using Debian Linux. And now that we've done that, if I look in my node modules for Telegraf types, now this is going to be pointing as you can see the symbolic link, it's actually pointing to my local package rather than remote package. The process for type seems to be automatable. Yes, to a point. Like I mentioned earlier in the stream that the previous contributor to Telegraf, Stefan, who is now the maintainer of Grammy, he made the decision to do types manually, and it does work better because it works better than automation. It might look pretty easy to automate at the when you just look at it, but how do I put this? It's pretty tricky. There are quite a few edge cases. If you do build an automatable script for the types, I would very much like to review it and see how far away we are with our manual process. All right. Anyway, so I've linked the types to my local package. So if I then come to my demo bot. Just gonna clean this up a bit. This is where I test stuff. So if I do bot on, that's not working, then to look at that's interesting. We also do have to add new filters for business message stuff. What is that? I'm just gonna get rid of most of my other dependencies because I'm not gonna need them. All right. It's interesting that the new business message stuff hasn't shown up. Maybe I would need to run npm run prepare. And if I now reload this window, and if we have a look here, right? So we just needed to run an npm run prepare on the core package, and now we have business message and business connection. If I just pick this up, and if I look into this, right? So update.business connection. Now you can see that it's all populated, right? So once we've updated the types, we've only updated the types right now. This is what we get, but what we don't get is all the shorthands here. So for example, if we have cts.message, this is going to be undefined for this update because it should only have business connection. These are defined in the core package and not in the types, right? So now if I go to context, and we'll have a look at our stuff again. Documentation. It happens right after I edit a channel post. I'm just going to move these out of the way. All right. So if we look at this, we want edited channel post, right? So right after edited channel post, we have to add business connection. Just copy this. Yeah, we will address them. I'm just looking at the API updates. We will address them before we publish. It's probably nothing serious. We might need to update a dependency or two. So let me also add get business message. All right. We might need to mess with some of this stuff. Get text and entities from any source. Aha. So ctx.message, we have to update this. Get message from any source. So this could be ctx dot business message dot message. I believe it's just message. Yeah. We would also want edited business message, which we haven't added yet. So I'm just gonna do that right now. All right. So we've updated get message from any source. We also need to update the types for it. So I would do I would do that. So get message is just a type that takes the current update and it figures out if it has any message in it. If it does, it gives you the message type. All right. And get message from any source. It also decorates the message object with a bunch of helpers. So you can inspect that message. You can do message.has, things like that. More details on the release notes. Yeah, that's just TS being slow. And get user from any source just depends on get message. So that just works now because we updated ctx.message. Get message ID also just works because it depends on get message. Get text also just works because it also depends on ctx.message. All right, so at this point we've implemented ctx.business connection, ctx.business message, and edited business message. We should also do deleted. All right, that's that taken care of. Now, if we go back to the change log, we've implemented these changes in the core package. We've added business connection, business message, and edited business message, and we've also added deleted business messages to the context. This part is possibly automatable, but it would involve code gen, and for the small amount of time it takes us, uh, for to update every API version, it really does not make sense for us to invest that kind of time. To invest the kind of time to automate this would take longer than it takes us to just do it. And until we do that, until we build the automation, all of this is just blocked, right? We are not able to publish any more releases. It's just all blocked, and it's going to take a huge amount of time. The economics just doesn't work out, at least not yet. Right, let's look at adding this new method. All right, so get business connection. It takes the business connection ID, which, if you remember, is actually possibly present in the incoming message. So we can add this to CTX. We should also add it to Telegram. What is the difference? The difference is CTX.method is a shorthand to bot.telegram dot the same method. The difference between CTX.method and Telegram.method is that Telegram.method takes all possible parameters, and CTX methods implicitly assume some parameters. For example, business connection ID. So if the current chat, if the incoming message is from a business chat, you would just do business.get business connection, and you would you don't need to pass any parameters. Whereas for Telegram, you would pass the whatever CTX dot business message dot business connection ID. So that's the difference between CTX dot method and Telegram dot method. So we are going to add the new method to Telegram. As we already saw, it's right before set my commands. If you come here and do that, and it accepts only one parameter, you can just copy paste. And we can just that. All right. I guess we could get rid of the returns part, because type already gives us that. We just look at this, it's going to say it returns a business connection. This is because call API internally it works with the types package to figure out for this method what are the parameters and what is the return type. So call API just knows. Once you update types, call API just knows. So you just gotta do the thing. Just call it, that's it. And now we can implement the same thing. I'm guessing none of these are going to be on context, because these don't take anything specific to the current context. Right, so for example, delete sticker from set is deprecated, I guess, because it shouldn't be here. So let's look at get custom emoji stickers. It doesn't exist on context. So let's look at something that would be, for example, none of these are going to be on context. I'm just trying to locate where to add the new API. Add sticker to set, upload sticker file. Unpin all general forum topic messages. That should be. Yep. So we did see some sticker stuff. Create sticker, add sticker to set. Set sticker position in set. set sticker thumb. So I'm just gonna add the new API after all the sticker stuff. Get my commands is deprecated, so it's set my commands. This is where we come in, right? Just before set my commands. All right, so we do that. This actually takes. All right, so this dot. All right, let's look at what kind of updates will have business connection ID, right? Let's look at that. We know that message updates, business message and edited business message, they can have business message ID, but so can business connection. No, I guess not. So it's only these two, business message and business message ID. They have business connection ID. So what we do is we do this dot message dot business connection ID. TypeScript is a bit slow on this database, on this code base. Sorry. Yeah, it's very slow. It's still thinking I'm writing business business connection ID. That's what I want. We can see here that business connection ID is only those are methods. Doesn't matter to us. Ooh. Yep. Okay. So what we do here is that we need to assert that business connection ID exists. And we could add a shorthand to it. So we want to say something like if business connection ID in this dot message okay, let's look at how to make this assert fail, right? So we want to say, yeah, that should be fine, right? Assert is a function that wants the first parameter, or it wants it to be one of the. Let's look at assert. Oh God, where do I find? There we go. All right, so assert is a function that just wants value to not be undefined. I'm just gonna add boolean to this. Now this should be fine. Sometimes we just gotta restart VS Code for it to get what we mean. All right. It thinks it's any because it doesn't realize that message can have business connection ID. All right, so I guess what we do now is add a shorthand um, to get the business message, the business connection ID. Where do we add the shorthands? We go all the way up, and now we have. Let's look at message, get message, right? So get message ID. Right after that, we can do business connection, or since it's a shorthand ID, I guess we could do business con ID. So that does make sense. Business connection does, come with that. Or it could be in the right. Let me quickly comment this out so we can get other things to work. Right. It still doesn't think that it's possible. I would guess that means we did not complete our types. We didn't. We did do that. The 4 people that are left in this chat, this is going to be incredibly boring for a bit when I figure out how to safely get this out. Because the issue here is that we need to ensure that business connection ID is actually present on message, whereas message can be a service message, in which case it will not have. If you look at this message can either be a service message or a common message, and the rest are just different types of either of those things. So if you look for type message, we can see that it's either a service message or a common message, and this dot message can get you both. So we are looking to somehow narrow it down so we know that it's a common message, and once it's a common message, you can just go from there, because there's this there, right? So what we do is we say and that, and that now errors. Where does that error? Can't be mixed without parentheses, but now we've parenthesized them. Just restart TypeScript. Okay, that's interesting. Let's look at this dot message. It returns get message, and get message can have business message update. Which does extend common message, which does have business connection ID. Now I'm thoroughly confused. We could shorten this further. We could just call it BizCon ID. That's cute and all, but why wouldn't this work? Let's say if this dot business connection, we just return from there, right? And if not, let's try the brute force approach. This dot this dot business message. And that definitely works. And now we need to type this. So the way I would do that is make a new function for it. Get this con ID. We can just shorten this by a lot. So if get message since this is connection ID, we can just return string. And if it doesn't, we just return undefined. And if you extends update dot business connection, we can also return string. And now we just define the function for that. Yep, that is wrong, because business connection is gonna have .id. It's gonna be like that. And I expect that to error. Just have 2 viewers left. And now we can just do, or I'll just get this out, get we just do this. We just do this. And now we can just call this function. Return that this as, all right. Now that we've done that, we could go down to what were we trying to implement. We can move this out of the way right now. Get business connection, right? Get business connection. Now we can just say that this con ID has to exist. And we could just call this. Now let's just check that this type checks. There might be type errors that we've overlooked. I didn't need to add boolean to assert. Okay, we do have some type errors. Get rid of this boolean. This implicitly has type any. Interesting. These need to have been CTHs and not this. Now we can run npm run prepare. I expect it to build now. Yep. So we got that all fixed up. So now we can do ctf.base con id in our bot, and we know that it's a string. Whereas if we do bot on message and we do ctf.base con id, it's going to be undefined, as it should be. However, if it's a business message, what's up? I know that people reported that the Telegraf types have become extremely slow. I intend to look into it. For now, if we just do business message, we know that and wait for TypeScript to finish processing. We know when this error goes away that TypeScript is done processing, right? And that is just loading. Yep. Oh, that should not be undefined. Which means we have a bug. We have a bug in we never use this. That's the bug. Oh, we did use it. We have used this. This is connection ID. All right. So it definitely thinks that get message just cannot have business message ID. So let's investigate get message. Ah, we never updated these things. That was my bad, you guys. So, I thought we updated the. Oh, that's get user. I'm sorry. Get message was actually updated. Interesting. If the current update extends business message update, it's supposed to give us business message. And if it gives us edited business message update, it's supposed to give us edit business update. That's curious. We could massively simplify this. For example, if we just do if u extends the union of all of these types, right? And we just return message, the message type, the generic message type. That would work. But the problem with that is that it would not be narrowed down to whatever your current message type is. Sorry. We can quickly test this. Business message update. And we wait for TypeScript to finish processing that. I do know this is really slow. This is just really slow. I wish there was a way where you could print a type from TypeScript and you could just run it in the console. You know when it finishes running. It's a big advantage. As of now, there's no way to reflect. Let's just try restarting TS server. Okay, it's a new non-channel common message update. Okay, interesting. So this does exist. So it does know about it. It's kind of curious to me that business message update. All right, so what we would do now is go back to the types repository. Just like we have these, right? Just like we have these, we can just add a new one. Let's just add a new message type, which has just gonna put that away. It so we can look for this. So when biz is when it's biz, it cannot be undefined. All right. So now we go back to our update. Um, yep. So with our business message, we would just add and biz. And I go back to core repository. And I restart TS server. Still loading. Okay, now it's just type string, right? And now let's do npm run prepare on this repository. Now we can go to our bot, and we see that that is a string. That's much better. That just works. All right. All right, cool. So let's bring this back up. Let's review what we've done so far. We have added the business connection update, business message update, edited business message update, deleted business messages. Let's have a look at that. That also has business connection ID. Okay. So we go back to deleted businesses. All right. So that should just work because it already has business connection ID in there. So if I look at this, start. Just a list of things, man. Restart TS server. We definitely have to improve that. Oh, that shows up as undefined. That's because of for types in the core package. Get yep. So we do if ctx dot deleted business messages. It's return. Oh, is that so? Let's look at the types once more. All right. So this is actually supposed to be no, it's not an array. This is all right. It's all right. Why does this do this? Okay, that seems to work. I believe that should have fixed the problem. Let me npm run prepare once more. Now I just restart the TS server on the bot. That is not promising. Still says undefined. That's curious. Let's try restarting TS server once more. We made sure that it's loading and it's undefined. Okay, let's have a look at this again. So it says if Oh, if it says if get message, it sends that. That makes sense. All right, so we can just do this. If the update is either a business connection update or a delete business messages update, it just has the correct type. All right, never mind. I think that should work. Once we are done building that, someone really should build a faster type in our TSC. Next time I'm just gonna run that with time. Restart. Yeah, NPM vulnerability is rarely real vulnerability, but especially if it's to do with dev dependencies, which NPM would still report as a vulnerability. Yeah, now we get string. But it's still good to keep on top of things, keep things updated. All right, now we've fixed all of that. Let's go back to that. So we've successfully updated Telegraf with all the features in the first section for API 7.2. I should mention that 7.2 was a rather large update. The other updates are quite small. So once we're done with 7.2, it should be a breeze to add the others. So since we're here, let's do npm audit. It's a vulnerability in braces. Why do we have braces? It's from Ava. Of course, it's a dev dependency, so it's not a real issue. It's just to maybe my Ava. Let's look at our dev dependencies. Ava is at 5.3.1. I'm just gonna do Ava at 5. That did not help. Let me look at npm. Did I gaslight myself? Ava 5.3.1 does have braces. Do we have a newer version of Ava 5.3.1? Yeah. Oh, that is the latest version that we have. We would need to bump a major version. I have no idea what the let's have a look at their documentation, see if we need to update something. Packages that have a major version update should really have an upgrade path. So let's try doing. I'm just gonna commit whatever we have right now. Let me do a one last prepare. Oh, my npm link got broken. Because I ran npmi, and I'm going to run prepare once more. Can I add these to the types repo? Um, how many paths are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm just gonna call this commit 1 of 6 for API 7.2. And I'm also in the API 7.2 branch. I'm gonna commit that. That's all good. I'm just gonna use the same commit message. Although, hit status, I'm on the wrong branch. I just realized I'm on the wrong branch. I forgot to check out. It's no issue because we could just take this. I hope there's no conflicts. All right, so that just worked. And I just remembered I need to create a new branch for feed API 7.2. And I can push that branch that we just created. All right. I say we try to update Ava now that we've committed our changes. Now we can try updating Ava to latest. That did not fix it. What's npm log? Why do we have it? Ava 613 has it. It's a deprecated. At some point, I would like to just get rid of Ava. We are rewriting to be a Dino first project in V5, which means we can use all the native stuff like Dino test. We could also use the node test package nowadays, but there's just a lot of test files that would need updating. All right, that's all good. My link broke again, but before that, let me just finish my audit stuff. Braces, right? npm y braces. We've updated Ava, but the next thing that Ava 613 still has braces 302. I see. It's also in the TypeScript ESLint plugins. I'm tempted to just let it be for now because one, we are not publishing today. We've only done one of 6 sections. We might do one more section today. And then I'm gonna wrap up and we will continue tomorrow. And two, updated versions of these packages don't seem to have fixed the issue. Still, when's the last time Ava was updated? 2 months ago. So let's look at TypeScript ESLint. Updating these is a huge chore because I believe ESLint is on version 9 now. It's on 9.6. these other packages are not updated yet, or were not updated last I checked to ESLint 9.6. Let's see if there's a, okay, so seems like they do have updated MID ESLint at latest. And it's just gonna refuse to install. Oh yeah. So TypeScript ESLint parser wants ESLint 8. ESLint plugin. I think it should work now. We cannot update ESLint yet, but we may be able to update other things. Config here. I'm tempted to just get rid of a bunch of these things. Node. These don't have any updates. Okay. Oh, I just realized we could do that now. We can update Telegraf, and we can also update TypeDoc. I mean, we can update TypeScript and TypeDoc. Let's see if our build times are any better now. We still need to link. Doesn't seem to have improved with the latest TypeScript version. Interesting. And thanks for watching. So just thank you for the stream and Telegraf. Thank you for watching. Let's figure out TypeScript version. Use the workspace version. That way we'll see whatever error TypeScript is seeing. Let's look at this. Okay, it's a bit stricter. This is fine. What's up with has exactly? That yeah, that's wait wasn't. Let's try message. What's this? Stage.message. Let's look at this. Maybe what we need is just to remove this from here, and we do satisfies message. Maybe that works. I understand the problem. I just don't see a solution here. It's not a straightforward solution. Right. Why can't I access this here again? I do this message. Something like that. The issue it has doesn't have a return type annotation. Again, it's the same thing that we need here, but it doesn't like this. This type is available only. Okay. All right. So you know that this is a save. We can keep this save. We can just do as, right? And this is problematic because it thinks it returns any. Really? Oh, that just works. I think we're good with that. It really takes about half a minute to build while we're just fiddling our thumbs. Update some types and TypeScript. And I'm just gonna push that. All right. So I think we would pause with that for today, and tomorrow we'll have another stream at the same time, 6 p.m. Indian time, which is, what is that in UTC? It's 12:30 noon UTC. All right. So we'll continue the stream tomorrow, and we can, now that we've established the basics, we can just go ahead and blitz through blitz through all of these, and tomorrow we can just be done with 7.2. Thanks for watching, and I wish you a good night or a good day, depending on where you are, and I'll see you tomorrow.